Welcome to Live Text Access, training for real-time interlingual subtitlers. This is Unit 4, Entrepreneurship and Service Competence. Element 2, Stress Management and Personal Skills. This presentation is about causes of stress and techniques to handle stressful situations. The materials are created by SAPTI Access and ZDF Digital. This is the learning outcome. Explain the main causes of stress derived from the job and different working contexts, and list coping techniques before, during, and after life situations, and develop personal resilience. First of all, we will have a look at a general definition of stress. Then we consider stress regarding the job as a real-time interlingual subtitler. And afterwards, I will talk about techniques and how to build up personal resilience. So, what is stress? Stress is the body's reaction to any change that requires an adjustment or response. The body reacts to these changes with physical, mental, and emotional responses. Stress is a normal part of life. You can experience stress from your environment, your body, and your thoughts. But only if the resources are not sufficient, a stress reaction is triggered. The psychologist Lazarus was the first to assume that is not the characteristic of the stimuli or situation that are important for the stress reaction, but the individual cognitive processing of the person affected. According to this stress model, every new or unknown situation is cognitively evaluated in two phases. The primary appraisal, to identify if the situation contains a risk, and the secondary appraisal is to identify if the situation can be handled with the available resources. Stress is any occurrence where a discrepancy exists between requirements on the one hand and one's own reaction capacities on the other. Now we will have a look at stressful situations derived from the job as an interlingual subtitler. These are examples for stressful situations during live TV. You have to deal with time pressure most of the times. Also, technical issues can come up, like problems with the transmission or broadcast line, or simple, the computer program is not working. In live TV situations, it is not possible to get a direct feedback from the user, which can make you insecure or vulnerable for stress. Sometimes speakers have difficult speech styles, like a strong accent or difficult syntax. Especially at complex topics, it is possible that you are not able to understand or follow the content, which makes the work very difficult and stressful. In the working environment of the parliament, the causes of stress are very similar, except that at the parliament it is possible to get a direct feedback of the user. When working for individual clients on location, very often you need to find the right location where your job will be. This is not always easy when it is, for example, in a big school or in a big company. Also, setting up your equipment in an unknown environment can sometimes be a challenge. For example, where is the best place to sit, and where is the electricity. Since you are not able to test the audio beforehand, sometimes it is very difficult to hear the speakers. For example, in a big room where the speaker is far away from where you are seated and doesn't use a microphone or something. You also don't want to disturb the meeting too much where the sound is not optimal. Not at all. People are aware of the job, not every time, and you don't always have time to explain it. And sometimes people see it as an invasion of their workspace when someone they don't know is there. I want to mention another important point in the work as a real-time intralingual subtitler, the multitasking. Because several cognitive processes perform simultaneously while maintaining concentration and accuracy. Now we have a look at the personal resilience. Of course, it is not always easy to work in a stressful situation. But once you are in it, you should try to deal with it the best you can. For example, try to relax and don't tense up your muscles. Try not to get angry or show your frustration. There's no use to try to change it at the moment. Don't forget, it is only your job. It is not a matter of life and death. You are just trying to do the job the best way possible. And when you have breaks for coffee or recess, try to use your time the best way possible. Take a walk, have a drink, relax your muscles, do some exercises. Personal resilience is the ability to cope with extreme stress-provoking events without experiencing any personal stress signs or symptoms. So, how to build up your personal resilience? Make sure to be well prepared before every job. For example, make sure there aren't any technical safety problems and get familiar with the content and the vocabulary. Develop and nurture a broad network of personal and professional relationships so you can talk to colleagues about problems and barriers afterwards, which helps you for the next job. Think about your work and the situations and the circumstances and reflect them. And in the end, stay optimistic and remember every experience makes you more confident. To have stress is part of the job, and the goal is to handle these stressful situations the best way. The knowledge about sources of stress. Learn from mistakes and practice techniques to handle stress. For everybody, different techniques fits best. Find out what's your way to deal with stress. And remember, only if the resources are not sufficient, a stress reaction is triggered. Stay optimistic. Thank you for your attention. To have stress is part of the job, and the goal is to handle these stressful situations the best way. The knowledge about sources of stress. Learn from mistakes and practice techniques to handle stress. For everybody, different techniques fits best. Find out what's your way to deal with stress. And remember, only if the resources are not sufficient, a stress reaction is triggered. Stay optimistic. Thank you for your attention.
LTA Live Text Access, Universitat Autónoma de Barcelona, SDI, Internationale Hochschule, Scuola Superiore per Mediatori Linguistici, ZDF Digital, European Federation of Hard of Hearing People FHO, Velotype, SUBT Access, European Certification and Qualification Association ECQA. Co-funded by the Erasmus Plus program of the European Union. Erasmus Plus project 2018-1-DE01-KA203-004218. The information and views set on this presentation are those of the authors and do not necessarily reflect the official opinion of the European Union. Neither the European Union institutions and bodies, nor any person acting on their behalf, may be held responsible for the use which may be made of the information contained here.